Oh, hell yeah. Dude, are you a witch?
No, no. You know what? I almost, we were drunk and we went to a shop and we got a tarot card reading and Tasha wanted these crazy cups with a dragon's eyeball on it.
I saw that.
So, uh, yeah, she's like, Burley's liking everything on my story. And I'm like, yeah, he probably thinks we're fucking
No,
retards.
I thought y'all were devil worshippers. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be such great stories, dude.
Bro,
I don't want to
do
talk about
you want to
anything but Salem today, if we're good with that.
do you want to talk about a place that let's just say I doubt there's many Trumpers
All right,
in
set this. This is
Salem.
beautiful. Set the scene. Where'd you go, dude?
Uh, well, one, so we stayed. Tasha was always worried that we were gonna. You know what? We need to give Tasha a name now too, right? So
Jaime.
we're just
She's been Jaime.
T Dog. We're gonna call her T Dog.
Okay.
Or Jaime,
I thought
whatever.
Jaime was great.
So I got us a hotel, and the hotel is like right off of one of the main streets. However, it's almost like they created it was like right in an alleyway, the front entrance. So like you'd step out and we're quite literally right next to a dispensary.
Oh shit.
So the people that hang out near a dispensary aren't the safest people. There's actually a lot of bums there. I was actually kind of surprised.
I'm imagining like Jay and Silent Bob type people. Maybe I don't know. Do you have dispensaries where you're at?
So it's legal for medicinal purposes here, which means you have to have the card. You can't just walk in and grab
Okay,
it.
but
So it's
everybody gets a card because they have sweaty palms or something gay like that.
They have
right?
anxiety,
Yeah,
yeah, all
okay.
that shit. Whereas in Mass, it's just recreational, so you can go in and like we go in, we're getting fucking consulted, and people know their shit. We bought a shit ton.
You get upsold. Do you get upsold, right?
No, you know what? They didn't need to upsell us. Tasha
Oh,
T Dog was all about it. She brought $500 strictly for weed.
that's
That's actually the only money she brought, and it was for weed.
imagine how many cups with eyeballs you could buy with that.
Yeah, he said, "Imagine how many cups with eyeballs you could have got with that." They were $30 a piece, which was quite shocking.
Dirty doper, dude. Just dirty.
I'm gonna
doper.
use it. I'm gonna use it tomorrow for body wrong. But so yeah, so we're right next to the dispensary, and like when I tell you, like walking back at like 1 a.m., 12:30 was a little. Yeah, even 11, it was a little rough because like stuff closes there at like 10.
Yeah, because
Unless
the
it's a
demons
bar,
come out, dude.
So the first night we were there, we did a superstitions tour. It was Friday the 13th, which I didn't know it was Friday the 13th when I bought it until Touch was like, "Hey, it's Friday the 13th. You know that, right?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" So we did a tour that was specific for Friday the 13th, and that's what I sent to you guys. So they were doing some like egg thing where apparently, by the way, back in the day, if they would put the way they could tell if you were a witch is they would put an egg in water, and whatever shape it was would people would use that. But this one specifically was for the little girls. If they put an egg in water, and whatever shape it was what your I guess husband, wife, whatever was going to be their future job or what their profession was going to be. So, we're shaking around this egg and we get into talking. The lady was like saying something about how the witches would cut off people's dicks and put it in lanterns. And I'm like, well, why didn't you do that with your lantern? I was like, go get a dildo and you can scare people with it. And she's like, that is genius.
Nice.
And then she's like, all right, someone in this group needs to name my cat for the season. And I was like, well, if you're sticking with the dildo, you got to name it Lorena Bobbitt. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I love Lorena. I'm like, there you go.
Of course you do.
Beautiful.
Of course you. Wait, so, okay, hold
She
on.
was a witch, by the way. She blatantly said, I'm a witch.
So y'all are doing this egg thing?
We're doing the egg thing, and Tasha's like, I don't know what. All I see is testicles, and she's like, what did she say? And I'm like, well, something in my future has testicles in it, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So we were all laughing, but it was cool. We got to kind of see, dude. It was super quaint, old school. Like you could tell it was like an original fucking town. Like there's so much old school shit. Big fucking oak trees that look like they're 1,000 fucking years old.
Did it feel creepy?
Kind of, but not necessarily, because we're there in September, right? So they're like starting to amp up. And all the research I did said go now, because if not, you're going to be dealing with like wall to wall people, lines for everything. I'm like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm too old for lines and shit. They don't have as much like parades and shit like that.
Okay, let's break this down. I know it's a town. People actually live there still, correct?
Oh yeah.
But it's just a tourist destination?
No, like there's still a lot of people, like it's like
day-to-day life happens there.
Yeah, like I would be fucking pissed. I mean, but you got to kind of know, right? I mean, especially if you're moving there now, you got to kind of know it's a tourist thing and people are going to be there.
Do they have a high school?
Yeah, they have everything.
What's the name of their team? Like they've got to have a cool name of their team.
It's got to be a pretty wild area. But I will say this, so like they had some pretty cool bars. We tested out a lot of the stuff that we, T-Dog over here did a shit ton of research. She had a map and highlights, and she was all ready. So we had some good food. We saw some pretty cool shit. We went to the House of Seven Gables.
What is that?
So a guy, all this crazy shit happened. Dude, it's wild to me where we are now. Like the person that owned that house was like, what's that?
The mascot is the witch. They're the Salem High School, Salem High Witches. Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to me to think that like back in the day, like they were telling the story of this house, and the guy that owned it was like a general or something, and the way his house was structured was that so when he got out of bed, it was like over the dock, and so he could see his battalion of ships. Could you imagine the amount of like testosterone
it's gotta be
that
awesome.
You would get in the morning to just look at me like, all those fucking ships are mine, and if you fuck with me, I'm gonna blow you up with cannons.
I have to feel like I would just have women over there and bent over being like, those are all mine. It's almost like I'm just filling her up. Yes, 100%.
But the House of Seven Gables is pretty cool. A guy...
Right as I fucking go to bust, fire!
Fire! Whoa!
Yeah.
But the guy that he didn't own the house, but he was like cousin or something, whatever, decided to write a book called The House of Seven Gables, and he created all these story characters and shit based on that house. And it was the house got famous because of the book, and then they made a movie in like the 50s, and it had a young who the fuck is that? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where's the movie? Oh, do you know what a gable is? Because I didn't know what that was either.
It's a fucking bull that fucks other bulls.
That is. That's a clip. That's a clip for. He said a bull that fucks other bulls. She said, what? A gable is like if you ever see the pitches on a roof, that or like a triangle, that's a gable.
Yeah.
So this house had 7 of them.
Is that where the former president was almost assassinated off of?
Yes.
Right off the gable.
Vincent Price was in the original.
I know that name. If he was in a lineup, I could not point him out.
You would. He's got like that little tiny mustache. He's like a picture perfect white guy in the 50s, basically.
They all were back then, Dave. We used to be a country.
I know, right? But basically, he wrote a book about the house. The house got famous, and then this chick in the early 1900s was like, why don't I just turn this into a museum? And she was a millionaire, so obviously it was pretty easy. And but it was pretty fucking cool. They had some pretty cool stuff, and it's wild because some of the shit in there is literally from the 1600s. Like they showed you original like banisters and shit. Like they preserved some of it. A lot of it was fake or like, replicas or whatever. But some of the stuff was like fucking real, and they don't make them like that anymore. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Okay, so what years were all these witch burnings and shit happening?
Yeah, it was in the 1600s. We saw the witch house, which is where they did, dude. So the first story that we got when we were on that tour.
But you said witch house, like there's only one?
Well, no, there's a famous one, and it's because of the judge that lived there. He's the one that prosecuted all the witches.
Oh, he's a bad man.
Well, he ends up, his kids and him and all end up dying from disease. And it's just like a horrible fucking death. But
witch COVID.
Basically.
Yeah.
But dude, so like the way there were so many crazy things to tell if you were a witch and all this crazy shit. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
We're working through it. We're not in a hurry.
The story. So this the tour guide is hilarious. She's like this. She's in her 40s. She's from Louisiana. She moved up to Salem. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's
do declare.
Do declare. To be self-evident.
Yeah, she just drops N-bombs constantly. It is crazy. Like they probably had slaves back then, right? So like there were probably more witches, quote unquote witches, dying than slaves.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, and
see, the whites just, you know what? We had it bad too.
Yeah, especially if you're a witch.
Clip.
So the crazy part is the first story she tells us. We're in the downtown square, and there's this water fountain. The water fountain doesn't work, but it's under it is a well. That's where they got all their original clean water for Salem. And Salem was one of the original towns. They were fucking rich,
really,
because it was a main seaport from England. So they would get all the spices and all the other shit from fucking everywhere in Brazil, and it's kind of wild how their exports were, but it was one of the main seaports. And she was telling us the story of a lady. She had her sixth kid. Do you remember the name of the kid, babe?
Oh, it was a weird that had something to do with her suffering.
Yeah, it was like not Destiny. It was weird. It was a weird name. And so what happened was the lady got pregnant with like her sixth kid, or no, it was the seventh kid.
Yeah. Wait, the seventh. Wait, that isn't that a thing that comes from Salem? The seventh son of the seventh son.
Something.
Oh,
I think it was the sixth or seventh kid. I forget what the fuck it was. But so she has the kid, and apparently, now we know she's suffering from like postpartum, basically. And so they're apparently back then, you'll like this. Back then, you could admonish your wife in public. It was okay to do that. So especially if they fought back. So she fought back with her husband, and he basically whooped the shit out of her in front of everybody. That was like, that's what they did. Well, then the second time it happened, she talked back. She's like, fuck you. No, I'm not going to conform. And then she ended up taking the kid and leaving. Then she comes back like a week later, and she takes the baby right at that well and calls everybody to the well and snaps the kid's neck right in front of everybody.
Christ.
Yeah. And this was years before the Salem witch hunt stuff, the Salem stuff, like the witches. And she said, they asked her like why, because they apparently have transcripts from like, it was like the 13 or 1400s. And she said, I was saving the kid from the future of Salem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was like super fucked up. But that was like the first story we heard. I was like, Jesus Christ.
We're in for a night. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and we've obviously been drinking for a while, especially after that 6-hour goddamn drive. It was awful. Ugh.
Dude,
definitely not fun.
That's wild.
But that was like the first story, and it's she was showing us pictures here and there of some crazy shit, like ghosts randomly. Like she'll say sometimes if you're down in that area, you'll hear like a kid crying. Or,
yeah, I don't want to be around that. Let's be honest here. It's just, why would I even want to, tempt that shit? Last thing you want is the goddamn the ghost baby come out to get you. Did they show you where like they killed the witches and shit? Like
so they had that. We didn't go to certain areas, so we want to go back, because obviously we did that tour. We did the House of Seven Gables, and then a lot of the other stuff we went to some of the bars that we did a lot of research on. There was a place called Bit Bar, which is really cool. It's like a video game bar, so it had old school arcade
Oh
machines
yeah, I saw
everywhere.
pictures of that. Yeah. Looks like you were having a fucking blast.
Oh, dude, old school dude, I haven't played pinball in fucking 20 years.
I like pinball, but you know what? You find me some skee ball.
Tasha
fuck
was
up some skee ball.
fucking me up in skee ball. I couldn't even compete, dude. She just was hitting 40 every goddamn time.
My old lady kills me at foosball as well, or not foosball, skee ball. Fucking no, she can't touch me at foosball.
So, but the last day we were there, we got some sativa gummies, and that's the energy ones, and we wanted to test them out. I think it was a hybrid, and it was fast acting, and so this was this Sunday, and it was like middle of the day. We'd already walked around, did some stuff, and T-Dog's like, hey, let's pop them. I'm like, all right, if it gives us energy, we'll test it out. I forget, we were just like going to some of the shops because football was on, we were watching a little bit of football.
Yeah.
And then by the time we were doing stuff, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. A lot of the like museums and stuff close at 5. So, I forget where we are. And, it's like, how you feeling? I was like, yeah. It was only 5 milligrams. So for me, 5 milligrams isn't going to do much. Like I had the cotton mouth.
Yeah.
I know I'm high if I'm giggling and everything. I'm a giggler.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at everything is fucking funny. But I had the cotton mouth really bad. She's like, I can't feel my legs. I'm like,
oh wow. Oh wow. You got Bambi. You rolled in with Bambi.
Well, we went to this they have a speakeasy, which was cool. It was like the downstairs of another bar.
Did you have to do like one of those weird password things?
No, you just go through a side door. It wasn't as cool as you'd think.
They have them here. I've never been to one, but they're like, you gotta go to the store next door and get the password, and fucking you can come through this over here. I'm like, okay, it's weird.
I mean, the bar itself was really cool.
Yeah,
like, ambiance and all that shit. I'm just a sucker for the history, dude. Like the houses.
Oh, dude,
like
you could
old
get
school.
me there.
Like we went down the main road. The tour guide walked us down and was telling us that the road, it's one of the first roads like built. Like it's like an original fucking road.
Oh shit.
And the houses on that road, she was explaining to us, it's like there were two giant fucking, like it was they're, what do they call the two houses together? A
duplex?
I don't know if it's a duplex, but
wait, are these
whatever.
like cobblestone streets? That's what I'm imagining.
Cobblestone streets.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
And some of them had the fucking pillars out front, giant places. And she said, like back then, those houses were for not just like, now it's we don't live with extended family, right? Typically, it's husband, wife, kids. Sometimes the grandparents or whatever when they get older. Then it was like grandparents, cousins, third cousins.
Yeah,
like you live with everybody. Well, she was telling us, dude, some of the like just condos on that street were going for $2 million, $2.1 million.
Is it just is it a beautiful area?
That street is fucking nice.
Okay, maybe that's.
But I wouldn't be cool. Like your driveway's right there, bro, and you just have hundreds of people walking by your house every day. Nah, I'm good. I'm not like, if I was rich, maybe I would do it just so it's like I have a house in the Northeast and it's like a nice place or whatever. But I mean, I don't know if I would be cool with a bunch of fucking random people.
It's kind of like people that live in downtown Houston that spend that kind of money on a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm just like, why?
That's what it's like here, bro.
It's crazy. It's like, just go to the suburbs. Awful. You can have a whole ass house and fucking giant yard for fucking half of that.
Yeah. I mean, in Texas is a lot different than here. Like at least you can in some areas in Texas, a house there is like a it's like a mansion, and here you'd get a room.
Yeah, y'all are getting boo food up there for sure.
Yeah,
for sure,
for no fucking reason. But dude, it's the ambiance. It was cool. You had definitely a lot of fucking weirdos, in witch gear. And
I was about to say, was there a lot of like, I really am a witch, those type of people?
100%. And there was
I'm just
mean-
imagining a lot of Marilyn Mansons walking around.
not as many as you'd think, but there was a
Really?
lot more like people you didn't know if it was a boy or a girl or whatever. There was a lot of that.
Okay.
It was a bit of a melting pot.
We
of
call them a coin flip, dude.
many different things. But we definitely go back. I thought it was cool. You liked it too, right, babe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
I dig history shit. That's why I wanted to hear about it. I dig that kind of stuff. That's
Yeah,
fucking cool.
there's definitely other stuff. Like we wanted to go to the Peabody Essex Museum, but like we're night people, so like the fact that it closes at 5, half the time, like we weren't really leaving our hotel room. Like we get up, get breakfast. We weren't really leaving the hotel room until 1 o'clock, and it's like then we were going out to lunch, and then before you know it, after some drinks. But yeah, the history of it, I told him you couldn't feel your legs. But it was cool. We brought back a shit ton of drugs, so
Nice.
we're loaded.
Bunch of dirty fucking dopers crossing state lines with that shit.
Well, we are going to be going from. We're going to be starting the end of this month, giving up booze,
Ooh.
and we might be doing some edibles to go to sleep at night. That's about it. So
It's just gonna make things worse. It's just gonna be so much worse.
the worst thing that happened in Salem is I fucking cracked my tooth.
What?
So my back right molar, I don't know if it was a perfect storm. Like I've never had any issues with my fucking
What did your
teeth.
tarot reading say? Jesus Christ.
Actually, they just kept saying I was money. Money.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck
so I was
yeah,
like,
bitch.
oh,
Let's go.
But we had gotten ice cream, and I got greedy, and I got Reese Pieces, and I like to call them Jimmies, but they're sprinkles. Philly people call sprinkles Jimmies. So
At least you don't say wooter, so we're good.
yeah, I had to teach myself to say water.
Okay.
I said water for the longest time, and one of my best friends one day was like, "If you say water one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the face." So I taught myself not to say it. My whole family still says it.
Good
They
call.
call it water ice. Yeah.
Wooter ice.
But I was eating the ice cream and I didn't feel it at all. And I was eating. I'm pretty sure I ate my tooth.
Yeah, I was about to say, it
was,
sounds like you
crunchy.
chewed it up.
And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's crunchy. And then I went to go like move my mouth and it felt weird. And half my tooth, I think, just cracked off.
No
It's
shit.
I think because it was so cold, like the ice cream, and maybe how the Reese Piece, when I bit down, it was the wildest thing ever, dude. I don't know if it was a perfect storm, but it fucking cracked. I was so mad for like an hour, and I was like, oh fuck it, there's nothing I can really do,
I'd have been pretty upset.
I'm still pissed because I can feel it. Because like your molar, it's like the one tooth that like if there's something fucked up, you can kind of feel it. Like I can feel it on my cheek, and so I'm gonna write myself into a dental plan because I let my other one lapse. And
You don't
I'll
even
just
know dental?
no.
Well, if it's any consolation, I've been paying for the highest dental plan my companies that I've worked for have always offered. They're pretty good. I can't remember last time I went to the dentist. Actually I can. I went and got my wisdom teeth removed, and that was probably 15 years ago. So.
Yeah. No, I go typically every year or every other year to get my teeth cleaned.
You've been doing
because
that out of pocket?
No, I've had dental insurance
Oh.
for a long time. I just didn't. I let it expire, I think, 6 months ago because my debit card changed, and I just never updated it, and I had no idea. And of course, now I need it, But I'm just gonna get like a $40 plan, and
That's the move.
they'll cover whatever. I don't know even what it's gonna need, bro. I don't even know if you can see it.
I got allergies.
Probably
Hold on.
But it's fucked. At least it's not a front tooth, because then I wouldn't be doing this podcast right now if it was a front tooth.
That's my biggest fear, is losing a front tooth, and then not having the money or not being able to get like somewhere immediately. I'm like, oh no, my life is ruined.
One of my fears is losing my teeth, dude. I don't know.
I have dreams about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, and they're falling out. And
Yeah.
they're mushy. Yeah, no.
I have dreams
fucks
of
with me, bro.
losing my hair and losing my teeth. That's my two dreams that I have. I wish I could have dreams of losing weight. Am I right?
Well, that's what we're hoping, bro. When we stop drinking, I'm hoping like I'm gonna eat better, exercise more. Hopefully, we'll lose some weight. You know?
I introduced
the drinking's a big thing, bro.
Drinking is let's be honest here. COVID gave me a drinking problem. Can we figure that one out? Because
we drank less during COVID. I actually lost weight during COVID.
So okay, so I didn't know you through the throes of COVID, did I? So COVID, we were essential. Me and my coworker, right? And he ran the building next to mine. And once we became essential workers, our boss quit coming over to check on us because social distancing. And so we would just leave work for hours at a time, just getting fucked up. And we would just answer phone calls if we had to, step outside the bar, whatever. I'm talking every day, just 7 or 8 old fashions, just getting hammered. Dude, and it literally became a problem. Me and him had this conversation the other day. I still work with him. I was like, dude, do you remember like how bad it was? He's like, yeah, dude, we were, there was days where our people didn't see us at all.
But it was fun though.
Oh, it was a goddamn blast. But it was also stressful trying to pretend like you knew what was going on. Like how I kept that job for as long as I did is crazy. It's fucking nuts. I'd probably be doing a lot better if I'd applied myself.
Yeah, I mean,
but COVID, you know?
Don't we all?
I blame that pandemic, dude.
Christ, man. I mean, we're right around the corner from another one. Who knows?
Yeah, well, depending on how this election goes. Speaking of election, I don't remember much about that debate.
You were fucked up, bro.
I was fucking hammered, dude.
Obliterated. It was hilarious.
Yeah. So whatever was said on that episode, I don't fucking know. But yeah, how'd the debate go? I just remember they're eating the dogs and the cats.
That's all they talked about. Dude, she whooped his ass.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, she did a good job. She knew her shit. I mean, they definitely coached her on the shit that would bother him, and she just went at him. And then he had no answers because he was pissed off. He was being a retard, and that's what he was saying crazy shit about being able to have abortions after the baby's born. And
I haven't gone back. I haven't gone back, but everybody keeps saying it was 3-on-1. It was 3-on-1. Talking about the moderators and shit. So I don't know. Apparently they were fact checking the shit out of him. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. But
nah. Let's be honest. I never rewatch any. I barely even watch my own. It's like I just listen to it, you know.
Dude. So someone tried to shoot him. Apparently.
Apparently, I saw something else.
We are out of the loop. This is the first time we're both out of the loop. Like, did something happen to him?
Well, here's the thing. I've read conflicting things where, you know, they said shots were fired. Then I saw something else that said no shots were fired. He just had like a spot set up. And
well, I think he did not shoot any shots. I think the Secret Service fired at him, and that's when he fled. But the actual would-be shooter, never fired around.
There's some weird fucking things going on. I
guess we can look it up, right?
I don't know if it's, you know, the Democrats or if Trump is just doing it for publicity. But why would you do it twice? I mean, because he lost the debate. Yeah.
What, dude? It's not. I don't care how good of a shot you are. There's no way he planned on getting shot in the ear. You can't plan that, dude. Okay? I don't care how good of a shot you are. If the wind blows slightly, it's in your face. Let's see here. This is a lot to read, dude.
Yeah, I was saying, while you're looking at that, I wanted to give you some knowledge today because it fucked with me.
Oh yeah, drop some knowledge. It's probably more interesting than fucking this bullshit.
Well, listening to Rogan had on who's the neurologist he has on. I forget the guy's name, but they were talking about. Did you know the shit behind the Nobel Prize? Because I did.
No. Well, I mean, maybe if you say it, but I feel like I know something about Nobel, but not off the top of my head.
So Alfred Nobel is the man that decided to create the Nobel Prize, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the reason why he did that was because he was the inventor of fucking dynamite.
That's what it
So
was.
they were-
Dynamite. Yep.
Yeah, they were calling him Dr. Death. So he decided, he's like, all right, I need to change my image. So he created the Nobel Prize, and now that's all people remember him for. How fucking genius is that?
I'm willing to bet somebody on that podcast right after that was like, well, so-and-so who invented Zyklon B got a Nobel Peace Prize, and he was under criminal investigation because whatever the fuck, because Zyklon B was a pesticide as well as great in war. It would just kill entire troops. It was a gas that you could not smell. And it was just, So he was being punished for war crimes as well as he won a Nobel Peace Prize because he figured out how to feed people in famine that were being killed by locusts, like their food was being killed by locusts.
Yeah.
As well as, he sold a bunch of that gas to the Nazis. So, but
I mean, hey,
I
we're all
learned that
going to
from
be
Rogan.
businessmen at the end of the day.
I learned that from Rogan as well. I figured he would have brought that up because there was a while where he brought that up like every 2 episodes. So
No, he brings up, now he just brings up the debate. He was talking, I was listening to, did you listen to his most recent one with, what's his
that
face?
brown guy?
No, with, that's gonna, why can't I fucking remember anything anymore, bro?
Dude, it's because you're a dirty doper now, dude.
Dude,
Chris Harris is the most recent one. Right? No?
No, the most, he was with a comedian.
Oh. Eric Good, Jeremy McBride, Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Okay.
Yeah, they were talking about the debate and how much of a retard he was.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's gonna be a wild.
It's funny to
couple
me,
months.
dude, because like, if you get me watching enough like right wing aim shit, you could get me like, oh yeah, Trump's pretty fucking cool, and then you start like actually reading like the central way that I want to think, and you're like, oh, they're both fucking idiots. They're fucking retarded. Why are we here? Why are we doing what we're doing? Why is America the way it is? What the fuck's going on? It's like both sides suck.
I was listening to. I went down the rabbit hole today. I was listening to a YouTube video about the first presidential election, and I didn't even really know this. Did you know? So when you vote, you're not even voting for the president. So you're voting for the electoral college.
Yeah.
Right? And then the electoral college decides.
Yeah.
So not even really voting for the fucking president.
Yeah, wasn't it you that told me, or was it somebody else that was just like?
It's probably Goot. It was probably Goot.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The way that the founding fathers had this set up, because apparently, back in the day, people were not a fan of the Constitution because it was 13 colonies and they all ran separately, right? And the Constitution put everybody together, but at the same time, people were like, we just got done being under a fascist whatever regimen in England, and now we're going to do it again. So you had people that were anti-Constitution and people that were pro-Constitution, and that was like the fight back in the day. And
what did they want to be without the Constitution?
They just wanted to do their own
Just
shit.
separate colonies.
They were basically 13 countries.
Gotcha.
They weren't, so we call them states, but they were countries then.
Tribes, basically.
Yeah, and then so the Constitution created, the judicial system, and then so they decided on having, the president, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the Supreme Court as kind of balances amongst each other. But the argument with a lot of people was that you were going to have large companies and corrupt people making decisions for everybody, because one of the original ideas was just let people vote for who they want to be president. Like, no. That's not going to be good. Don't let the people actually vote for who they want in.
Well,
and that's how
that's crazy to me.
And that's how the electoral college came about. But like, it kind of blew my mind because the first, President Washington was the first president. That
he even want to do it.
Yeah, and it took like almost 2 years or something for him to even get into office because of all the weird rules. That all the
apparently
states
he
had.
didn't really want to do it either. Also, initially they wanted to call him king, and that was a big like "fuck you."
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Could you imagine like being one of the people that decided what? And they still. I think the fucked up thing is we still do the same thing that we did in the 1700s. You would think that we would, as dignified or smarter than we are now, that we would come up with maybe some new things that maybe work a little bit better.
Do you think it felt as big as it was back then? Like all those dudes in a room, they're like, all right, just fucking come on. It's hot in this room. There's 8, I don't know, how many people are them? Like 25 people? Who signed the declaration? How many people signed it? I should probably know this, right?
I don't know it either, so.
You live in one of these colonial towns, dude.
Bro, I never went to a single fucking thing in Philly. I've never
Why?
been to never seen the fucking, like, I've seen the Liberty Bell, but I've never been to the Liberty Bell.
All right. Before I click it, how many do you think signed? I'm going to say 20.
I'm going to go with 23.
Okay, here we go.
Jordan.
Holy fuck, 56.
Jesus.
Yeah. So imagine a little fucking courthouse, no AC, 56 people in there, and they all rode like, I don't know, a day to get there or more.
So they smell like shit.
It smells like ass in there. It's probably chickens or some such shit. Fucking.
There was no bathrooms, bro.
And they're talking, they're using these fucking grand words and shit about the fucking republic and blah, 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 blah. And then they're just like, all right, dude, we get it. You didn't have to make it so long. We'll sign it. Come on. Fucking, you know, dude.
So like, how bad do you think that room smelled? So like, if we were to look at it on a scale of like, I just might have shit my pants a little bit fart to I haven't showered in a week and my butthole smells like the pits of hell.
I think if I remember correctly, dude, like for the longest time, like you were like it was considered bad to shower, like to bathe a lot. Like you were looked down upon because it like meant that you thought you were better than everybody. So like these people are purposely not bathe as much and shit like that. Yeah.
Could you imagine like how smelly genitals were?
Oh, dude, back shots had to have been the worst things on the planet. Just the worst things on the planet. I mean, not only is everybody hairy, everybody's hairy, but dude, just like once you do find maybe that's what the hair is for, like to protect the pH balance.
It is legit, yeah.
Really? Okay.
But I mean, doesn't change the fact that it's.
Yeah,
but like,
you're gonna have to
the room had
put
to smell like fucking dog shit.
You're gonna have to
like,
put some soap on your beaver pelt loofah and fucking figure it out.
But if you pictured that in like today's society, though, it would still be super fucked up because it's just a bunch of rich people. It'd be like having Elon Musk, you know, and fucking the retarded guy from Facebook, and like all these just rich people just make all the. It's no different than what it is now. Like,
yeah, let's look up the richest founding father. Who do you think it was?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Benjamin Franklin.
Whoa.
I mean, he.
Okay, well, wait. No, these are some of them. I want them in order. Who was the wealthiest founding father? According to the survey compiled in 2010. Okay, what would you say?
I said Benjamin Franklin, but.
Well, they're saying George Washington would have been worth $500 million in today's dollars. John Hancock may have been the wealthiest founder who never became president. Let's see what this says here. Let me get some numbers here. No, I don't like Cora. Do you like Cora?
No, it's annoying as fuck.
Why is it so, like, why is it on the front page of everything?
They must pay some good fucking Google AdWords money.
Dude, it's
like,
crazy.
All right, someone's gonna Google who's the richest founding father. So,
all right, there's a okay, dope list of presidents of the United States by net worth. Holy shit, sir! You ready for this?
Hit it.
7.1 billion. Donald Trump, number one.
I was gonna say he's got to be number one. Obama's gonna be up there.
Number two, George Washington. This is all adjusted for today's money. 707 million.
So hold on, wait. So Trump is beating the next closest person by 10x.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Pretty solid. And this is as of 2022. Number three, who do you think?
Bush?
No. I don't know. Bush doesn't even crack top 10.
Okay. Hancock?
No.
Jim.
It is Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, well.
284 million. What's a Democratic Republican? Because that's what he was. Nice.
What?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson was a Democratic. He's a Republican that fucked his slaves. I get it. Okay.
His kid had an interesting name.
I've heard of this. Well, there's a lot. I mean, there was a whole show about the Jeffersons, if you know what I mean. That's a pretty funny joke. Let's see here. I forgot about this. There's a whole Jefferson party. I've learned about this before. Jeffersonian Republicans is what they're called. Like, he had his own Bible and everything, dude. The Jefferson Bible, it's a whole thing. He's like, I don't believe in a lot of this shit. I'm writing my own version. It's hilarious. Let's go. Okay, so number 4, Obama.
There he is.
250 milli. Billy Clinton, 241. Yeah,
that's the backs of all the fucking little kids that he banged.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Of the living presidents, 2 Dems versus 1 rep.
Interesting. That actually is very interesting.
That kind of makes you wonder. And I wonder. I mean, I'm looking at all these names now. This is wild as a GW. 47 million. Broke ass bitch.
Yeah, what a broke ass bitch. You know what's wild? So, George W., not the father, the more recent George W., is still younger than both Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
Like, how wild is that? What was he was like mid-40s, I think, when he was president.
You want to talk about broke ass bitches? Here's all the presidents that are less than $1 million. You ready for this?
Yeah.
James Buchanan, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, James Garfield, Chester Arthur, Woodrow Wilson, Calvin Coolidge, Harry S. Truman, but the one that caught me off guard, Abe Lincoln. Less than $1 million.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, this has been a history podcast. I like this.
Well, you know what? I mean,
I like this.
He did do a couple things that were not popular for.
Yeah, he wrote a whole long ass speech everybody had to listen to in the mud outside of a train station.
certain states did not appreciate what he was doing, so I'd imagine that hurt net worth. But that was, I mean, dude, that was pretty. So when they were talking about the House of Seven Gables, that house, apparently the guy that originally owned it, he had some crazy shit happen to him. Then the chick that took it, who was friends with Hawthorne, who wrote the book, she was apparently like a business mogul. Like, she bought like 65 properties, did all this crazy shit, and just became crazy wealthy. Never had kids, nothing. Was just about the fucking dollar bills. Now,
really?
We'll say she looked very manly.
So this is the spot?
Go back. So those are all original from the 1600s.
All these in here.
Yeah.
No
There's
shit.
banisters. Yeah, dude, it's wild up there. Yeah, so that was like that was the dining room, and they were just kind of showing. So that green color.
Yeah.
They thought back in the day that green color helped you digest your food better. So all the rich people, if you go into the dining rooms back then, had that green color because it was apparently helped you lose weight.
That's crazy.
I guess. Yeah.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Have you ever seen that Disney green?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild shit. So all this paint is original? No.
No. So all the wallpaper and shit is replica.
Okay.
So
okay.
for the ages and stuff. So that was like that was the bedroom. So you would sleep there or whatever. What I was saying. So the window is to the left.
This one?
No, the other one where you could stare out and see.
Oh, the battalion.
Dock.
Let's see if we can find that
Cedar
angle.
Battalion.
Oh, that's cool.
That was all the kitchens back then. That's how you cooked your
That's
stew.
pretty
Your
fucking sick, dude.
Yeah. It took a long time to fucking heat it up. It was like 2 hours to fucking eat.
Well, yeah, that's a woman's job.
Dude, some of the fucking they had like old school shit for kids, like the chairs and their like playpens, and it looked like dungeons.
So is that where the
view
battalion is?
there? Yeah, right there. And that view there is sick.
Is it really? I mean, I would peep this place out. It does sound cool.
Someone was getting married there, dude. It was actually really nice. Oh, dude, open that up. That was
Well,
their
let me-
fucking.
that's-
That was their drink cabinet, bro.
No shit.
That shit was wild when they opened it up. It was sick.
And this is the battalion owner's house. And that's
Yes.
his digestion green.
Yeah, this is like
That's cool looking.
bedroom,
dude.
though.
It's like a bunch of suns in there with the.
It was pretty intricate. Like a lot of the stuff that they had there was pretty wild. But so they built this really cool thing behind a fireplace, and it's called the Stairway of Seven Gables. And if you decide you want to climb up it, it's pretty fucking steep. If you decide that you want to go up it, yeah, that's the fucking place to look where you see the like he would see his battalion or whatever.
I'm trying to find somebody who posted a picture of this stairway you're talking about.
You're not allowed to take pictures. So I
somebody
imagine
has.
someone still did it.
Yeah.
But if you took it, it's like 20 stairs and it's super steep. Yeah, check this out. All original shit in there. But they created it because in the book, the kid would get around the house through secret passageways. So they decided to create this, and like that's the fireplace that you're behind.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, and you can when you go to the gift shop, you can buy like glasses and stuff that say "I climbed the secret staircase." So obviously we get a shot glass everywhere we go. But all that shit in there, the stairs is not original because they created that in the early 1900s. But a lot of the brick, that's like original shit.
This is wild, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. Like I like the history stuff.
What is this shit? What is this shit? This is scary. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah,
that's some creepy shit.
You inviting the devil in my home, boy?
That's the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
It's tempting to watch because apparently some crazy fucked up shit happens. But like they were saying, if it was in bad taste, and this is something they need to bring back, by the way, okay? It was in bad taste for you as a man of the house to not have, especially I guess if you're rich, to not pre-fill this box. They had this, I wonder if I have the picture somewhere. I'll have to send it to you. It was a box. It was almost like a portable bar. And it was in bad taste for you to not figure out what that person enjoyed drinking ahead of time, so that you can have it fucking filled in there.
That's
when they
cool.
Come over, you'd be like, "Oh, hey, got your drink, brother. You're good." I'm like, they need to bring that shit
But
back.
how would they figure it out?
I don't know.
Right.
That's rich people shit, bro.
But I mean, here's what I would do. Okay, Burley's going over to Mac's house. I'm just gonna call you. Hey, bro, what do you want to drink?
Well,
What's your favorite?
There's no phones.
Yeah.
There's no
I
phones.
know, it sounds like carrier pigeon.
There's no text messages.
I assume they all went to the same town whore, so it was just ask her.
Like, hey, Betty, get off my dick for a second.
Blowjob Billy.
Blowjob. What is wrong with you guys? But no, it's pretty wild. Some of the stuff that they had, and I'm a sucker for that shit. I could have probably fucking. Been
But you
there
don't like
for
a museum.
Yeah, I mean, it was cooler because, like, obviously with a museum, you're just kind of walking around in something that's new, looking at old things.
Yeah.
Whereas with that, like, you're walking in a house that's been around since the 1600s. So, like, the house itself is like you kind of feel like you're walking through history a little bit.
No, I can totally get behind that. I get that. But at the same time, less chances for ghosts in a museum. And I just, man, I don't want to deal with those. I mean, I saw Night at the Museum. I guess it's possible there too.
They had some cool stores. We went to a couple
that
hole in the
liquor
wall
store.
bars.
That liquor
They
store.
had the Bunghole liquor store, which was my favorite liquor store.
Did y'all go in there?
We didn't go in there.
I would have had to
Dude,
go in and get the story on it.
We came packed, bro. We had. I brought 2 handles of vodka, a bottle cap.
I would have went in and bought a Diet
stacked.
Coke just to talk and say, where'd this name come from? I need to know.
I tagged them on Instagram, and I forget someone. It was like Travel Salem or something, liked the post. So I'm sure they get a lot of that.
Everything's owned by the town. You know?
Yeah, it was a cool trip. I think we'll definitely try to go back again next year and check out some of the stuff we didn't get a chance to see. The drive blows donkey dick. Because there's certain parts.
Is it like color changing time right now?
It is, but like you have we have to drive through New York, so we have to go over the George Washington, and it's just a fucking shithole. And then when you get close to Boston, it's kind of a shithole, and there's really kind of no way around it. The scenery was kind of cool here and there. It was a lot of forest and shit, but once you get in there, it's just like old school houses. Like it just it still kind of like looks like, and like apparently people take cobblestones out of the roads and shit. People steal them.
Did you?
No,
What's
I didn't want to
wrong
get
with
arrested.
What's wrong with you,
Tasha
dude?
wanted to crash a wedding party because they closed the speakeasy on Saturday night. She's like, let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go down there. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to get arrested or kicked out of somewhere.
They'll just kick you out. They're not going to arrest you for going to a wedding, dude. Come on. Owen Wilson made a whole movie about this.
So I opted against it. I was a little disappointed because there was only one bar we went to, and we went to a lot, that had a decent old fashioned. Everywhere else it was just not good.
Really?
I base my old fashions off of my tastes and what I like, and a lot of it was I just was shocked they didn't have for the way for what was in the town. I was shocked that they weren't more bougie with their
you
bourbons
needed to have
and
more.
whiskeys.
You needed to order like a spooky cosmopolitan or something, probably.
They had a lot of name drinks. They had a lot of crazy like bullshit that you pay $40 for.
Write this one
It was
down.
just diabetes.
The Cosmo Cauldron. That's there we go, dude.
That's
Write
pretty
that one
good.
down. Let's go, money
Name of
maker.
the episode?
That is. Yeah, dude. Fucking.
No, it's gotta be 7 gay bulls. Not gay bulls.
Okay.
Gay bulls.
Okay. I like that too. All right.
It's good to be back, man.
It feels great to be back. Actually, low key, feels good to be back sober. I can remember this shit.
Not me.
Even though we went fucking full history, I'm all about it, dude. This is a new season, dude. New season is more fun, more candid,
Dude, it's
more us.
You never know what's gonna come up. Some episodes you'll learn about history. Some you'll learn about a butthole. I mean,
Yeah, sometimes we'll get racist as hell, and I'll do things like this. Oh, no, it's not gonna play.
It's not gonna work.
That's whenever we say things that are almost racist.
Oh, I like it. That's a good new sound.
Yeah,
man.
new sounds, rad new sounds, dude.
It's a good thing we figured out what was buzzing in the background. I'm proud of that.
Turns out it was T-Dog's vibrator. Don't listen to this, dude.
So is there anything on here? Oh, you know what? The one thing before we leave that we have to mention: did he arrested today?
Thousands of bottles of lube.
I was waiting for you to bring it up, bro.
Thousands of bottles of lube, dude.
How crazy is that, man?
And what's crazier is they got him. He's done for. Because now they got him on racketeering. And it must be hardcore enough that he's a, what's it called? Flight
risk?
Flight risk. Because right before the show, I saw the story of the judge denied bail and he has to sit in jail until sentencing.
I mean, he's going to die. Someone's going to kill him.
Racketeering. I don't know, dude. Racketeering is one of those ones. Wait, who had him on the fucking death pool?
Not us.
Somebody had him.
Oh, Tony. It was Tony.
Okay.
Fucking Tony.
Asshole.
All right, so if you had to guess of the top 20 rappers of all time right now, how many do you think he's got getting slammed by another black guy?
Have you read about his, what are they called? Freak?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Oh, yeah.
Freak
nights?
Freak
or something
nights
like
or something like that? Like what he would do?
The butlers would have to walk around with fanny packs that had fucking cocaine. There was actually something they said that I never heard of. It was a mixture of cocaine and ecstasy.
Toonsy?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know that.
It's basically pink cocaine. It's pretty fun. But yeah. And then he had a whole crew of like babysitters essentially. Once the night was over, to kind of help these people get out but not be dead from all the drug, like coming down from the drugs. Like he had all these fucking people. And apparently, like there's just a bunch of him like directing. It's him walking around naked, masturbating with a video camera and telling them what to do. Apparently that's what a lot of it is.
So basically he's Burley? He was
Yeah, dude, he's like, I guess it's not gay if I'm just telling him what to do, you know? But like, can you imagine? I mean, he is a black dude. He's definitely got his sneakers on. But P. Diddy just walking around with the video camera.
It just reminds me
in
of
some
all
Jordans,
the skits. All the
butt naked.
skits from fucking Dave Chappelle, bro, back in the day.
Oh, dude. I mean, you got to remember, it's not just chicks that he's having come over. There's a bunch of male prostitutes on this fucking thing too. So it's like dudes getting, dude. I mean, there has to be tearing. People got torn, dude.
Well, dude, you want to go down a rabbit hole? I'll end it on this.
That's what P. Diddy called it.
If you want to go down a rabbit hole, he apparently, the guy that runs his security operation was
Chubbs.
the same guy that the guy that I guess I forget what the hell his name was.
Chubbs, right? Maybe.
No, I don't know if it was Chubbs. It was a name I couldn't pronounce. But he also ran Michael Jackson's security.
Oh, nice.
And apparently he was really good at it. And all of a sudden Michael Jackson then is dead. And he's instantly running the entire organization for Did.
Is it that 300 Productions or something like that?
No, it's like an actual... I have to look it up. I don't remember what the guy's name was.
Because I know as soon as Diddy got arrested, the guy who was running 300 Productions or something like 300 something. Anyways, it's a big fucking company. He stepped down. He stepped down immediately. So whatever happened.
No. Yeah, it wasn't that guy, but that guy is definitely. He was a producer or whatever.
Yeah,
he's definitely big on it because they had so much blackmail on people.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And if the rumors are true, apparently they were nice enough to give J-Lo her secret tapes back. Yeah, and that's why Ben Affleck left. If that rumor is true, but that's what I hear. You know, Burley's got his ear to the streets.
The streets, son.
Throwing up these signs, dog. Let's go. Dude. Got a Patreon now.
True.
www.patreon/ probably should write
Rage
this down.
and Pillage Pod.
Is that, you fucking killed it this dude. No, that's not true. It's patreon.com / Rage and Pillage Podcast.
Ah, that was close. I only know that because I couldn't find it. I had to look it up that way.
Also, you can find it on rageandpillage.com. So what we decide, we're going to be doing one episode a month until you fuckers start, boosting the numbers, and then we'll do more. Yeah.
The more people we get on the Patreon, the more content they get.
Let's crowdfund this shit so we don't have to get ads, because ads are gay.
Ads are super gay, and I don't want sponsors. I want to be able to self.
I want to be able to make these kind of jokes where we just press this button and we don't feel so bad anymore. All right, this button's broken. All right, here we go. There. I make those kind of jokes.
You need to cut out the beginning there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Someone didn't do crowd control or quality control on that. Where can they find you, brother?
Yes, sir. Drink Clock Pod on all socials. Drink Clock Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Send us some emails, man. If you're a Patreon subscriber, there is a tier where you can become, someone to jump on the show.
We do have
talk whatever you want. Jump on, man.
Well, I'm just now pulling this up. This is news. We have one membership. Unless it's you. Did you join?
No.
Okay, well, we have a membership according to this.
Woo!
Yeah, that's what I'm playing. I'm not even playing. Yeah, we'll share it on screen. It can't be that much personal information on here, right?
Hey, we lost a subscriber.
Right there.
Hey, let's go.
So there we go. So we're moving along here. All right. I guess we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, you cunts. Deuces.
Is it done? Did it stop? It
Nope.
didn't stop.
Nope.
It didn't stop.
It
Isn't it? It says it's stopping. It says it's stopping.
It's,
Huh?
we're